This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. For Republicans, especially Fox News, hating on Obama and stoking racial tension will never go out of style. It'll never be uncool for people like Jesse Watters. Jesse Watters, who was just announced yesterday as the new host in Tucker Carlson's time slot. So we go from Bill O'Reilly to Tucker Carlson to a new low with Jesse Watters. And in a discussion yesterday about an interview that Barack Obama gave with Christine Amanpour on CNN, where he used the words obscene inequality related to the media, related to a number of different topics, but specifically in this case, he went off on a tangent talking about the news coverage of the submersible, the little submarine that imploded at the bottom of the sea, relative to a case of migrants where there was like 750 people on a boat that capsized and many are dead. We don't know the full extent of what the death toll is. And in it's just remarkable what gets ratings on Fox News, what gets eyeballs on Fox News. I'm going to play this clip, and then later I'll play the clip of Obama to give you the context. But just the dog whistles, the racism, his father has roots in Africa, and he spent a lot of his time in Southeast Asia, and even Hawaii, which was the last state to get a star on the flag, as though that's some metric for anything. Watch the new host of the 8 o'clock time slot on Fox News, Jesse Watters.
Dude, what do you think, Jesse?
Well, when you're the citizen of the world, you always think about the world instead of the United States. Remember, this is a guy whose father has roots in Africa. This is a guy who spent a lot of his childhood in Southeast Asia. Is that right? I think it's right. And then
he ate a dog, Jesse.
I didn't bring that up, but I'm glad you did. And then spent a lot of time in Hawaii. Was that the last state to get a star on the flag? Not so sure about that, but he's never really looking at things from an American perspective. He's always speaking to the world. Even when he's speaking to us, he's appealing to the world. So let me just tell you, this is...
Did you hear that, Hawaii? You're the least valued member of the union in this republic. You're the least patriotic because you were colonized and taken over and then entered into the union as the last state. Oddly enough, it would seem that he's walked right into Joe Biden's trap with this logic because Delaware, conversely, the home of Joe Biden, would be the most patriotic, the most valued, the most American, because they were the first to ratify, to sign the Constitution, to become a member of the United States of America. Now, if you're wondering what brought on this he ate dog and he lived in Southeast Asia and he's got a dad with roots in Africa, oh, scary. What brought this on? It was this particular portion of an interview with Christine Amanpour on CNN. Be ready. It is, you're just going to be shocked at what a globalist Obama is.
You're remiss if I didn't mention, I do think there's an economic element to our democracy that we have to pay attention to. Our democracy is not going to be healthy with the levels of inequality that we've seen generated from globalization, automation, the decline in unions, obscene inequality. You think about news of the day. Generally, we're not talking about news of the day, but right now we have 24-hour coverage. And I understand it, of this submarine, the submersible, that tragically is right now lost at the bottom of the sea. At the same time, right here, just off the coast of Greece, we had 700 people dead, 700 migrants who were apparently being smuggled into here. And it's made news, but it's not dominating in the same way. And in some ways, it's indicative of the degree to which people's life chances have grown so disparate. It's very hard to sustain a democracy when you have such massive concentrations of wealth. And so part of my argument has been that unless we attend to that, unless we make people feel more economically secure and we're taking more seriously the need to create ladders of opportunity and a stronger safety net that's adapted to these new technologies and the displacements that are taking place around the world, if we don't take care of that, that's also going to fuel the kind of mostly far-right populism, but it can also potentially come from the left, that is undermining democracy because it makes people angry and resentful and scared.
Rather than tackle the points of the argument or the points made by President Barack Obama, Jesse Waters goes to Africa, Hawaii, even though nothing that Obama said can be refuted. There are record levels of income inequality in this country. There are record levels of disparity relative to representation. We still have nearly 1 million citizens of this country who live where I live in Washington, D.C., who are without representation in Congress. I don't have a voting member of Congress in either house. Eleanor Holmes Norton represents D.C., but doesn't truly represent D.C. in the House of Representatives because she doesn't have a vote, which means I don't have a vote. And there's not even a warm body in the Senate to represent the citizens here. So shut your mouth, Jesse Waters, about what Obama is his African dad and the dog in Hawaii not being quite patriotic enough. Tackle the arguments. I think it's probably you're unable. There's an inability there. You don't have the cognitive ability to actually grapple with these larger ideas. So you do what you do. So if this is some kind of a preview of what the 8 o'clock hour is going to consist of, I'm not here for it. You're not going to be missing me. I wasn't a watcher of the program in the first place. What do you think about this? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Subscribe to the channel. I'm almost to 500,000 subscribers, and it's only with your help that I'm going to be able to get there. I'm trying to get there by the end of the year. We'll see. If you'd like to support my work, help produce my work, click the join button below, become a channel member, or click the super thanks button below, or go over to Patreon. Patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can also follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, at Dollemore. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.